So first, let's introduce a concept of neuron. By the way, I'm using Google's Colab notebook, so this is pretty good way to run machine, especially if you are learning things. I use that because you guys don't need to worry about all the dependencies, and because Google already got that virtual machine set out for you. Of course, you can use the Kagos or any other service. But yeah, I already subscribed to Google, so yeah, I have to use that. Yeah, just to make that subscription work. Okay, so first we need to understand the concept of neuron, and so basically, neuron is that we humans use the way to say that hey, I don't know how um, anything thinks, but I think that might be this way. Okay, so we sort of use the computation to model how human or any other animal or any other thing think. Okay, so yeah, let me show you how. Okay, so I got my brush here. Okay, so I can write on it, and essentially, let me simplify this. Of course, I will introduce some more concepts along the way. But for now, look at it. We got a lot of a variable, okay, and we can take everything as a variable and model upon that. So we can train a certain thing with a lot of inputs. Okay, the same goes for our real life. The thing that you experience, the thing that you have experienced, will become a sort of input that train you, and you are just if you look at the human's brain, just a lot of neuron. Okay, so it's just a pretty complex network, or neural network, and we sort of want to replicate that using machine. Okay, so let's just start from very simple. What about one neuron? What about one neuron? Let's just better reason. Let me just use this and maybe change the color as well. So I think this color is not so good. Let me use this reddish, darkish red. I think this one pretty good. Let's start from one neuron. Okay, so imagine we got a neuron here. Let me use N to represent the neuron, and you want to train that. You want it become intelligent, but the definition of intelligence is just a whole another matter. Yeah, I can talk a lot during all this concept because I'm pretty excited about all the things, and a lot of concepts can be talked at length, but sometimes you guys have to stop me. Okay, so let's just train this. Okay, and you want it to know a certain thing. So we got a lot of inputs that we can, for example, whether it's Sunday or raining right now, whether maybe 100 miles away got an earthquake or not, we can sort of input everything that's happening and has been happening in this world and maybe will happen to this neuron. Okay, so we got a lot of input, and just for short, I'm going to make input for using I as an input. Okay, and then we got I1, we got I2, because we can get a lot of input, I3, and all the way to say let me just all the way to say I am, something like that. Okay, all that is input, and we're going to input all that into this neuron, and then this neuron will be trained. Okay, so it's like this neuron is toddler and experience a lot and grow up, and he become a grown up, and he can take his own choices based on what he or she have learned. Okay, so he can make his own judgment. This neuron, he can get a certain output. So I'm going to say O for output. Okay, and he can predict, say, whether tomorrow will rain or not. Have a certain percentage of confidence that I am 80% of confident that tomorrow this place will have a rain, something like that. Okay, maybe he has a 90% of the confidence that this person is a fraud. Okay, so he's doing say credit card fraud or loan fraud, something like that. He can make his own judgment in a specific task. But how did he or our neuron, this just single one neuron, learn? Of course, he learned from all these inputs. But some of the input may not be as important as other inputs. For example, if tomorrow will rain or not, this output will output rain or not rain, something like that. Maybe with a percentage value. Okay. So let's continue that example. Let me think of the example. So whether tomorrow will rain or not, and we got a lot of input. Say we got this humidity of this area as an input. I think that's pretty important, because that will definitely affect the flow of the formation of the rain droplet. Okay, so it's pretty important. But sometimes maybe this input is not as important as the first one. Maybe this input is that say the crime rate of that certain district. Okay, the crime rate is say 5% higher than last year. I don't think this will have a significant impact on this whether tomorrow will rain or not, because maybe there's something more vaguely connected with that. Maybe say the crime rates happen at the when sun does not come out a lot, so maybe raining days the crime rate will increase, but that does not result in this whether tomorrow will rain or not. Okay, so because if you talking about the correlation, everything is correlated in this world. Okay, so if you have to do this correlation analysis and do this sort of a regression thing, you will get a sort of a correlation, but that correlation will be a pretty small thing. So the second input may not be as significant as the first one. So we need to control the different weights of different input. Okay, and that's basically how we learn. Okay, so when we are doing a decision in our real life, so say you are starting a business, you're making decision every day, and all the decisions is influenced by a different factor, and sometimes you weigh more on certain factor, sometimes you weigh less than another factor. Okay, so yeah, that's how we learn. And for this neuron, like this one, once he got a lot of data to train, you feed data to the neuron, and he will understand that the weight one is higher than the weight two. Okay, so sometimes the weight two may be just pretty close to zero, and just completely eliminated the effect of the second input. Okay, so remember, we can get a lot of inputs. Okay, you don't need to worry about all sort of dimension where you are dealing with. Most of the time, you don't need to worry about that, because we got a better processor as well as a better computer and better storage. Yeah, better data source for that. So you don't need to worry too much about that than the machine learning. You need to sort of devise a brilliant algorithm for that. Most of the time in deep learning, you just feed the high quality data to the machine and let it to generate that. Okay, and remember we got a lot of weight, so maybe we got a weight, say weight m, and we got hundreds of thousands or even millions, billions of weights. Remember the ChatGPT got a billions of parameters, and that result is amazing. So it's sort of like reach a triggering point of of uh, of of, uh, of intelligence, something you may say. Yeah. So let's go back to deep learning. That's sort of the attribute of this series, is that I really love to add a lot of latest news, as well as what I thought about this news during the concept introduction. And you're more than welcome to just share your view about that in the comment section. Okay, so maybe email me, because I really love to talk about these things, and I think we're at a great area where the development of AI is so good, so great, that common people like you and me can enjoy it and can use it and can harness the power of it like never before. Okay, so we got the whole process under our pocket. We know that we got a lot of input. We know that we got a neuron here, and we know that the neuron will get an output. We know the basically concept of training that neuron, or learning, in that matter, if I may say that, is to get the optimized weight for this model. Okay, so let's let that think in for a moment. Okay, so basically everything that you learn during your life may be just based on all the inputs, which would be the things that you experienced, the book you read, and the movie you go to, and all the hearsay that you heard, right? All that is the input, and as you're just here. Okay, so you get all that input and you train, and sometimes you put more weight on certain things and you less weight on other things, and you make multiple decisions. Okay, you can get all sort of output, all the way to say n output, something like that. Okay, so if you think about this, it's amazing, and it's sort of demystify the learning process, as well as the decision process. Okay, so that's all about Neuron. And in the next video, I think we're going to talk about what's happening here. Okay, because we already discussed the input, but what about what's happening here and output? Okay, so until then, enjoy deep learning. And if you're still there, I know it's a pretty long video. I tend to make my video less than 20 or 30 minutes. My name's William, and if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumb up. Okay, so bye.